Okay, so we're picking up where we left off with our scenario about Kansas Wesleyan and the Science Hall. So we need to create custom masks to effectively use our IP addresses. What that means is what we're going to have to do is we're going to create a custom mask for every individual pool. We've started with 192.168.0.0. Here are our breakdowns. This is, so like you'll get a scenario of how many people are in each one. So nursing, we need 120 addresses. Business, we need 50. Computers, we need 25. Chemistry, we need 12. Okay? How that works. So yes, we have a total. We're going to stay within 256 because I'm keeping you in here. Okay? But if not, say you're planning from scratch and you needed to utilize your formulas that were in the front of the PDF book. So how many different subnets do you need? How many total IP addresses do you need? This changes what class you're in, the address range, the 192s up to the 172s for class B, up to 10 for your class A. And then that custom mask, what range do you have to work with? Okay? As you increase number of bits that you have to work with, that increases your positions. So you're writing out your zeros and ones for ones in the subnet mask and what's in the host portion. But we're going to keep you in a class C for now. So we have nursing that needs 120. Okay? Well, we only have 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128 to work with. Those are our bit positions. We're working in powers of 2. Okay? So for 120, our next available address space is 128. Okay? 120, if you look at your breakdown in the back of your PDF booklet for your subnetting guide, you'll see all of those powers there. So we need 120 addresses. 64 isn't enough. So we have to bump up. 128 is where we'll be at. So for them, we're going to use nursing will be 192.168.0.0. Here's their network address with a subnet mask of 255, 255, 255, and then we're at 128. So we need to borrow 1 bit to create our custom mask. So we're now at 128. So there's their subnet mask. Okay? What that does then is that allows us to have the biggest cup. We start from the biggest and work down. And I'm going to show you that. So here's our 14-ounce cup, nursing. Okay? We're now going to use, I'm going to use blue M&Ms because that's the most I have. And we're going to fill up this cup with blue M&Ms. 128 of them. Okay, so in this cup. Okay, 128. So in your table, first assignable will be .1. We know we're going to 128. That's what our next subnet is going to start at. 0 to 127. So our broadcast is 127. Here's our first assignable. Here's our network address. Last assignable will be 1 less, 126. Okay? So this is the range of addresses that you can assign nursing staff. 1 to 126. So business will start with 128, and I'm going to use another color for them. Business will start with 192.168.0.128. Okay? We only need 50 addresses for business. So if you look on your table, 32 isn't enough. Not going to fill 50 addresses. So we go to 64. That's our next set of addresses. 64. So 128 plus 64 is 12, 6, 7, 8, 9, 192. Okay? So we know that our next subnet for computers is going to start with 192. So let me get a different pin here. Computers will start with 192.168.0.192. So now let's go back and fill in business. So we start with 128. Our first assignable address will be 129. Broadcast is one less than our next address. So that will be 191. Okay, our last usable will be 190. So now business. All of the PCs that you're going to assign addresses to in business will be 192.168.0.129 with a subnet mask of 255, 255, 255, and the 64. Okay, so how many addresses, how many places did we borrow to give us 64 hosts is 4. 64 total hosts is 4 subnets, so that we've borrowed 2 bits, so that gives us a 192 subnet mask, and that's in your chart. So I'm just reading right off the chart in the PDF file, so print that out. Okay, so now we have the next largest cup. We have nursing, now we have business, and I have orange M&Ms. I'm going to fill in business with, and I've already counted these out, by the way, 64 orange M&Ms. 2 of them can't be used. Okay, 2 of them can't be used. Network and host, or broadcast, so we take those out. So we have 62 addresses we can use. That fills our pool of 50. We can give 50 addresses. We then have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 not used, 50 assigned, 12 additional in that pool that can't be used, but they're sitting there not assigned. So you add business faculty, you have addresses to assign them to their PCs. Okay, now we have computers. We need 25 addresses for computer faculty. Okay, well, working in powers of 2, 8's not enough, 16 isn't enough, 32 is the next address range that we can work with. So 32 is 4, 12, 224. So chemistry, and I apologize, I don't have another color, so we're going to have in here. I should have grabbed some. So chemistry is going to start with 192.168.0.224. Okay? Because we know that's our next address space. We're going to have 32 addresses in here. So 192, 224. Okay, so our first assignable will be 193. Our broadcast will be less than what's our next subnet is, so 223. So our last assignable address will be 222. Okay, so computers. What we're going to assign IP addresses for them will be 192 up to 222. So now I'll have another cup like this, a little bit smaller, and I'm going to use yellow to represent computers. Okay, yellow. with custom masks. So our mask in computers, we need 32. So we borrow 3 bits. So we have 255, 255, 255, 32, 248. Okay? And I'm running out of time, so I'm going to tell you chemistry. We'll give them a smaller cup with the green. Chemistry will be green. Okay? Their address space, 224. They need 12 addresses, so we'll go up to 16. So 16, 10, 4, 240. So their last one would be 239. The last assignable would be 238. So their address range would be 225. That's what you can assign, 225 to 238. And their subnet mask is now in the 16. We've borrowed how many bits to make that? 4. So their at default custom mask would be 240. 255, 255, 255, 240. Okay. That's creating custom masks. That's what subnetting is all about. Next week, we'll work on larger scale.